Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of the 22nd of March, 2015. It has been revised from the 14th of November, 1979. The title is The Sign of Brahmin Life is to have a constant sparkle of happiness. The sign of Brahmin life is to have a constant sparkle of happiness. Sada khushi ki jhalak. Today, Bap Dada is looking at each child's final stage, the stage that is free from sinful acts, the stage that is free from sinful and wasteful thoughts. You are all, of course, making effort to reach this final stage, but Baba saw two types of effort makers. First were those who experienced the reward whilst making that effort, that is, who were moving along while experiencing the reward as well as the attainment of the efforts. The other type was those who simply remained busy making effort. Although they put in a lot of hard work, they still experience less attainment. Therefore, whilst trying to progress, they become tired. An accurate effort maker would never feel tired. Why? There is a difference in the understanding of each of the two types of effort makers. This is the reason why one type labors whilst the other type stays intoxicated with love. Do you know which thought is different? It is only a small difference. One type is of those who consider themselves to be moving along by themselves, who believe that they have to move along and face things by themselves. Those of the other type have surrendered everything, even their thoughts, and they therefore experience Bap Dada to be making them move along. They don't feel that they are moving with the effort of their own legs, but are being moved whilst seated in the lap of love. Therefore, they are moving with the feet of love, which doesn't cause any tiredness. Because they experience attaining everything in the lap or swing of love, they are not just walking, but are continuously flying. They are constantly flying in pleasure and inner happiness with all powers. Now, ask yourself which type you are. Confluence-aged Brahmin children take every step whilst living in the lap of love. The sign of a Brahmin life is that the sparkle of happiness is always visible. If you don't have happiness, you don't have a Brahmin life. Many children believe that the confluence age is for making effort, and that happiness is experienced in the future birth as the reward. They believe that Bap Dada's promise of your giving one-fold and receiving 100,000-fold applies to the future. But this is not so. This promise is for the confluence age, the most elevated time, the most elevated birth, and the most elevated titles are of this time. Similarly, the experience of attaining everything and the fulfillment of all promises is also of this time. Of course, you will receive these in the future, but the present time is even more elevated than the future. It is only at this time, when you children take one step or have the one thought, Baba, I belong to you, and you receive from the Father in return the experience in your every thought, word and deed that Baba belongs to you, that the Father belongs to you. In return for your one thought, the Father becomes yours for the whole of your confluence-aged life. You don't just receive 100,000-fold return for one. Whenever, however, and whatever you want, The Father takes the form of your servant and becomes bound to fulfill that for you. So you don't just receive 100,000-fold in return for one. In fact, what you receive in return is immeasurable. However, whilst you're moving along, you forget the importance of the present time. What is the blessing of the confluence age? That the bestower of fortune himself belongs to you. What else do you need when the bestower of blessings himself belongs to you? You have the seed in your hand, and you can take whatever you want from this seed within a second. It is just a matter of creating that thought. If you want power, happiness, or bliss, everything is present for you. Everything is hazir for you. Because the Lord himself, because the hazur belongs to you. Just as physical servants would become present when you call them, similarly, just by your thinking about any of these attainments, they will become present in front of you. However, it is only when the Lord belongs to you that all of these become present for you. If the seed belongs to you, then all of this fruit is yours. However, what do you children do whilst moving along? You try to have your cake and eat it too. You're ready to take everything that Baba gives you, but you also still take whatever you need to let go of. When you go into too much expansion, you're not able to hold on to the essence. Everything slips through your fingers, and you don't even realize it. You then become empty and have to labor to make yourself full and overflowing. Because you let go of the seed, you are unable to attain the practical fruit, and you then become tired. You then force yourself to move along with the reassurance of the future. Instead of experiencing the present fruit, you continue to move along in anticipation of the future fruit. Therefore, you are not constantly able to see the sparkle of happiness. More lines of effort than lines of attainment are visible on your face. You have a greater feeling of renunciation than of receiving fortune. So, what do you now have to do? Even now, people come into contact with you from time to time. They say that your renunciation is great. However, they should now be saying that your fortune is great. They are able to see your renunciation, but as yet, they have been unable to see your fortune. Your fortune is still not seen. They praise your renunciation a great deal. However, if they were to praise your fortune to the same extent, their own fortune would open in just a second. When they see your renunciation, they only begin to think about it. However, if they were able to see your fortune, they would become fortunate themselves. Do you now understand what change you have to bring about? Stop laboring and come into the lap of love. Don't think that you're moving along by yourself, but feel that Baba is making you move along. Then the light went out. Bap Dada says, since the children live in darkness, even the Father has to experience how you children live in such a world. This is the practical experience. Acha, now you do understand what you have to do. Before you start thinking about taking the fruit of the future, eat the fruit of the present time. Constantly keep the Lord in your intellect. Constantly keep the Hazur Hazir, and all attainments you need will be ever ready for you. When the Lord is present in front of you, all attainments, all prapti will automatically be attracted to you as though by a magnet, as though by a chumbak. Do you understand? Baap Dada cannot bear to see you children having to labor. You are elevated souls. You are the trunk that has emerged directly from the seed. All of you elevated children have to become experienced in having all attainments easily. Acha, to those who easily receive all attainments, to those who are as constantly and as completely full of everything as the ocean, Sada Sagar ke saman, Sarva mein sampan, to those who constantly stay with the seed, to those who remain stable in the seed stage, to those who achieve the aim of remaining free from sinful thoughts and actions, Vikalpajit, Vikarmajit, to all the children whose intellects constantly have faith and who remain carefree, Baap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. The spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Then Avyak Baap Dada has meetings with different groups. The first one is with the group from Nepal. Baap Dada says, all of you have been pulled here from far away because of your love. Just as children are pulled home by the string of love, similarly, the Father is giving you children the response of your love. What is the response of your love? The response of your love is that you become a constantly tireless embodiment of success. You become Sada Athak Safaltamurt. Whenever Maya comes to you, remember this place, this day, this moment, and this blessing from the Father, through which Maya will be made unconscious. Many people perform a lot of magic like this in your world. So you too should use the magic mantra and make Maya unconscious, and make Maya murchit. What blessing did the Father give you children as soon as you took birth? The first blessing that the Father, the Lord of immortality, Amarnath, gave you was, children, may you be immortal. Amar Bhava. All of you listen to the story of immortality, Amar Katha, do you not? Do you have the happiness that there is that memorial of all of you, even now? Even now, you can see the memorial of the previous cycle. The memorial at Amarnath is of all of you. How much should Baba praise each child? The Father now sings songs of praise of you children, as much as you children have been singing songs of His praise from the Copper Age onwards. He gives you a new title every day, and so this is praising you, is it not? You are all very lucky. The Father has made all of you mothers, who were rejected by everyone, into worthy of worship lords. So you mothers should be very happy. When you walk in happiness, you don't feel tired. The picture of the Father's memorial of a Gita Pathshala should definitely exist in every Brahmin's home. Just as people keep a picture of their king and queen in their homes, so every Brahmin home should especially have this memorial. Continue to give the Father's introduction to whoever comes to you. Acha, then the next meeting is with the souls from Assam. Baap Dada says, the people from Assam would be those with a great personality. They would be Assami. Eminent people are said to have a great personality. So you, the greatest people of all, are those with the greatest personality. The names of the eminent people are printed in Who's Who. Who are the ones who become worthy of worship for birth after birth? Today, those people may be in the list of Who's Who. However, tomorrow, they would be in the list of ordinary people. Whereas, you will be eternally in the list of those who are worthy of worship always. For half a cycle, you're worthy of worship in the living form, and for half a cycle, you're worshipped in the non-living form. So, you're those in this list of who's who for the whole cycle. Do you have the intoxication of how great you are? No type of adverse situation makes you weak, does it? Are you Mahavirs? Bap Dada becomes very pleased when he sees how you children claim your fortune of the previous cycle once again. You become fortunate for cycle after cycle. No one else could have such a fortune. So, you should constantly have this intoxication, constantly have this nasha and happiness. So, you should have this nirantar nasha and happiness. To the people of Bihar, Bap Dada says, those from Bihar are those in constant spring, Bahar. Do you constantly experience yourselves to have incarnated down here into the corporeal world in order to serve? What do incarnations always remember? They always remember the task for which they have incarnated. Incarnations descend to perform an elevated task. What have you incarnated for? For the task of world transformation. So, do you constantly remember this? No matter where you may be living, your main task is that of world transformation. No matter what work you are doing, even if it is housework, what should you remember? Your family or transformation? Parivar ya parivartan? With that aim, are you living amongst your family? You have the aim of transforming your family too, do you not? You don't live as a householder, but as a server. Servers would constantly remember service and do everything else for the sake of it. Your main task is to bring about world transformation. Only those who first bring about their own transformation can carry out world transformation. First, you have to become an example. Then, when others see you, they will begin to do the same. So, have you brought about self-transformation? What is the short time that still remains for? For service. While serving all others, you automatically serve yourself. When you constantly remember that you are an incarnation, then your deeds become equal to this awareness. So, those from Bihar are those who will bring the season. Look at the condition of the country today. In some places there is drought, whereas in other places there is a lot of water. However, what are you going to do? You're going to bring constant spring. When everyone sees this work of yours, they will all come and bow down to you and bless you. At present, some even insult you because you're incognito. When you are revealed, they will come and bow down to you by themselves. To the extent that people have been insulting you, they will accordingly shower you with flowers. For each time they have insulted you, they will have to offer you so many garlands of flowers. The Father had to accept so many insults, and so is also worshipped just as much. So, the more you're insulted, the more worthy of worship you become. Therefore, don't be afraid. The garlands are being prepared for you. To the souls from Bengal and Calcutta, Bap Dada says, what plans are you people of Calcutta making? You have already had many fairs, so what are you thinking of doing now? You should make a new plan every year. Calcutta is famous on the path of devotion, for its specialty of offering a sacrifice. Just as a sacrifice is famous on the path of devotion, similarly, there will be many who will offer the great sacrifice on the path of knowledge too. On the one side, there is the force of devotion, and on the other side, there is the force of knowledge. As well as having fairs, you must now adopt a different method. Since Calcutta is very large, the sound coming from Calcutta should be very loud. It used to be the center of the previous Gaddi, that is, of Brahma Baba's shop. Therefore, let some other sound also emerge. Acha, do all of you check yourselves to see that you are progressing at a fast speed. It is only at the confluence age that you have the chance to go into the stage of ascent. Check yourself every day. Don't just think that you are progressing, but also consider at what speed you are progressing. Whilst earning an income of multi-millions at every step, become a multi-million times fortunate soul. Your checking now can't be just ordinary. It has to be very deep and subtle checking. This birth in which you have died alive is for experiencing practical instant fruits. As soon as you do something, you receive the reward of it. There's no longer any need to labor. It is now the time to eat fruit. It is the time to live a life of supersensuous joy, of atindriya sukh. So, are you those who constantly swing in the swing of supersensuous joy? Those who constantly swing in the swing at this time will swing in the swing with Sri Krishna. Are you making such effort? This is what is known as intense effort. To the souls from Tamil Nadu, Bapdada says, are you very carefully accumulating all the treasures that you receive from the Father at the confluence age? Does Maya loot your treasures? You were told earlier to double lock your treasure. One lock is the remembrance of the Father, and the other is service. When you keep this double lock on your treasure, Maya cannot loot any of this. You will remain constantly overflowing. At Amrit Vela, apply the tilak of a Master Almighty authority on yourselves. When you have this applied on you throughout the day, Maya cannot oppose you. This tilak becomes your sign of victory. Amrit Vela is the time for blessings. The more importance you give to Amrit Vela, the greater you will become. मीठे मीठे सिकिलते बच्चों प्रति मात पिता बाप दादा का याद प्यार और गुड मॉर्निंग. रूहानी बाप की रूहानी बच्चों को नमस्ते. रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी बाप को याद प्यार, good morning or namaste. The blessing for today is, may you truly bring benefit to yourself by finishing any mix-up between Srimad and the dictates of your own mind. May you truly bring benefit to yourself by finishing any mix-up between Srimad and the dictates of your own mind, between Srimad and Manmat and Janmat. The explanation is, the Father has given you children all the treasures for your own benefit and for the benefit of the world. However, to use them wastefully or for a non-benevolent task, to mix up the dictates of yourself and of other people, of Manmat and Janmat, with Srimad, is to be dishonest in looking after something valuable that has been entrusted to you. That is, amanat mein khyanat. Now, finish this dishonesty and mix up and imbibe spirituality and mercy. Imbibe ruhaniyat and raham. Have mercy on yourself and others and benefit yourself. Look at yourself, look at the Father, do not look at others. The slogan is, only those who are not attracted by anything can remain constantly cheerful. Only those who are not attracted, not akarshit by anything, can remain constantly cheerful, can remain constantly harshit. Om Shanti.